One thing that I've always done was take over and appointed myself the lead. I have done this since I was in kindergarten. I took to heart the old saying, if you want something done right, you have to do it yourself. Unfortunately, my need for control seeped into my adult life, and I found myself always trying to pick up the slack for other adults, always trying to fix their problems or things that I deemed as a problem. I actually found joy in fixing other people's problems. So if one of my friends were having a hard time, I jump in to see what I can do to fix it. My brother or one of my sisters are heading down the wrong path. Let me jump in here and guide you the right way. Boyfriend, husband, spouses, not making responsible life choices. Let me get in there and fix this so that they'll be happier. It was almost as if fixing people was my niche, and it made me feel good and useful, like I had a life purpose for being in this person's life. But in the end, I would often find I felt more like a martyr than a helper. Most of us who identify ourselves as fixers are also empaths. You find it easy to see different situations from the point of view of others. You can empathize with the pain that they're going through, and you want to do something to help ease them of the hurt and provide the relief that you would want for yourself if you were in the same situation. When you're a fixer, you will often put your own needs and wants to the side. You will stop what you're doing just to lend your services to someone else. You have a sense of guilt when you have to say no, or if you can't provide the resources needed to fix the other person's issue. Fixers are very hard on themselves, especially when they feel like they don't or can't help enough, or if they just can't figure out how to resolve other people's problems. It can also be very overwhelming being a fixer because you tend to attract people who will take full advantage of the fact that you're so willing to lend a helping hand. I came to the conclusion that I was a fixer when I had no choice but to recognize it. My life was mentally unhealthy due to my martyr mindset. I began to resent myself for always giving, never receiving, and not taking care of me. The time always comes when you begin to feel or recognize that you are really underappreciated, and the people that you put yourself on the line for don't even see to help you or give to you, but they fully expect that you'll always just be there to give to them. You'll notice that guilty feeling if you don't fix, which is often followed by a fear of losing their love if you won't say yes. I've come to this conclusion on multiple occasions throughout my life, but the one that sat on my heart and forced me to overhaul my entire life happened a few years ago. Someone I was very close to, or at least I thought I was close to, began to berate and downgrade me just because I essentially told them no. This person was so accustomed to me just simply giving in to them that when I stood my ground and said no more, they completely lost it. I just simply had nothing left to give, nor did I have the mental stability to continue to push my own needs to the sides and put their needs at the top of my priority list. This individual was left holding their own bag and had to face their own issues without having me to just simply fix whatever problem there was so that they didn't have to face it. At first, I felt guilty as if I was doing something wrong, and they didn't help the situation because instead of them trying to help themselves, they put all the blame on me for walking away. I was called foul names, my property was vandalized, and my life was threatened. The fear of retaliation was so great that I found myself actually hiding in my house, all because I had to put myself first and tell someone no. It was then I came across this beautiful story of a butterfly And you may have heard a version of this story before, but I had kept this one because it was so powerful. The site that I got it from is no longer on the internet, so the author's unknown, but it needs to be shared. Once upon a time, a young girl was playing in her grandmother's garden when she noticed some butterfly cocoons getting ready to open. She watched the first butterfly trying to come out of its home. It struggled and took a long time. By the time the butterfly got out, it was exhausted. It had to lay on the tree branch and rest a while before it could take flight. The little girl felt so terrible for the little butterfly who had to go through so much of a struggle just to get out of its little cocoon. When the little girl saw the second cocoon getting ready to hatch, she didn't want it to go through what the first butterfly did, so she helped open the cocoon herself and took the butterfly out. She laid him on the branch and saved him from the struggle. But the second little butterfly died, while the first little butterfly, who had fought so hard, took off into the sky. Distraught, the little girl ran to her grandmother crying. "What happened? Why did the second butterfly die?" she asked. Her grandmother explained that butterflies have a liquid in the core of their body, and as they struggle to get out of the cocoon, that liquid is pushed into the veins of the butterfly wings, where it hardens and makes the wings strong. If the butterfly doesn't push and pull and fight to get out of the cocoon, his wings won't be strong enough to fly and the butterfly dies. Without the struggle, there are no wings, grandmother said as she stroked her granddaughter's hair. Just like it will be with you, my child. In life, you will go through hard times, but it is the hard stuff, the struggle, that will help you grow and help you learn to fly. But won't it hurt? Asked the little girl. Sometimes things will hurt. Sometimes things will be hard. But one day, it'll all be worth it, and you'll learn from all of your struggles. They'll teach you how to fly. Our struggles make us stronger. They teach us, they empower us, they connect us. Do not take away someone's opportunity to grow by trying to fix them or rescue them from all of their trials. Without the struggle, they will not have their wings. At that point in my life, my view on being a fixer shifted. Although I'm still a little empathetic and still feel all the feels, I've accepted and embraced that letting someone experience their own struggle is one of the most empowering things that I could do for them. If you are a perpetual fixer, you need to recognize that you can be there for them as a supportive ear to listen, a shoulder to cry on, and a trusted suggestion giver. But you have to allow them to go through their struggle without taking on all of their emotions as if you're the one going through it. For taking the weight off their struggle not only weighs you down, but it also stunts their growth. You need to allow them to fly. It is one of the best gifts that you can give to a person. I want you to know that this may be hard for you to do. Recognizing and bringing awareness to the fact that you may have traits of being a martyr can, and most likely will, catapult you into your own struggle and period of growth. Saying no to someone that you love can often be harder on the fixer than the other person, especially if you are acting as an enabler to an unhealthy behavior. But from my experience, both professionally and personally, please know that by letting them empower themselves, you too are being empowered.